This is how I play the game! Oh my god! What the fuck?
Holy shit! That is an epic fucking intro, dude. And I have to warn everyone. Warning. What you may see right now is going to be absolutely disgusting. Sound good? To be quite honest, back then I wasn't as good of a gamer as I am today. I mean, I've been doing gaming now professionally, meaning for a living, for 8 straight years. Any moment, I can pick up a controller and I can play any game at professional level. Absolutely not. Fuck that, Phil. You are a dirty, rotten liar. You know, the entire stream ends up being bullshit. You know, promotion. Money, money, money.
Been making content for the internet for 10, so now I'm much better versed at games like this than when I used to just out of nowhere, oh, I'm just gonna play a first-person shooter. You know, I would jump into a game like Half-Life and die. So, very different. Okay, very different situation. But that being said, every time I tried to play this game in the past, I would get frustrated and die a bunch in the segments where you're in the hovercraft/boat, and I never got past it. I think the furthest I ever got was that I just got the gravity gun, and then I stopped playing the game. So now I'm past that. I'm in Ravenholm, and the game has completely changed, and now it's more like survival horror, and it's pretty good. I'm really liking it. I'm digging it, and I hope that you guys are enjoying the playthrough so far. Now, the other thing is that I have been using an overlay for this playthrough. Alright, it's very minimalist. It's one that was designed by a viewer. And I said, what the hell, let's give it a shot for this playthrough and see how it goes. And for the most part, most people start saying it's good. They like it. There's been one complaint. And this is a person on the forums. Do you want to play the fucking game? Who apparently really just detests overlays in general. And they have posted up that they are staunchly against me using overlays for playthroughs moving forward. They feel that overlays are just going to add to distracting people from the game, and it lends itself to having mass advertisement. And he says, eventually, if you keep heading down this path, in 1 year's time, you'll have the game in a tiny little box in the corner, and you'll have 400 ads all over your stream. Now, I can certainly understand why some people feel that way. I mean, if you guys look at a lot of other streamers, and I'm not going to name names or anything, because I'm not even saying there's anything wrong with it, but there are a lot of other streamers who have crazy amounts of promotion all over their streams. They've got advertisements for a sponsor, they've got links to a Patreon, they've got these things constantly on the stream when you're trying to watch. You got tickers going across the bottom and everything, you know what I mean? So I understand if you watch other streamers, if you're afraid, because I'm kind of the polar opposite of that. I advertise purely on the pre-stream, but I do want to reassure you guys that I don't think that that's going to happen.
I know you're lying. You fell for it. Congrats, you fell for the marketing scheme. I don't have a marketing scheme. I never have. I just play games. I'm here to play games and have fun. I'm not here to be a whore. Alright? I'm not here to beg you for money. Even though I will mention, maybe on a daily basis, that you can subscribe to my Twitch channel. I'm not going to sit here and beg you for fucking money. I'm not going to stop playing a game and have everything come to a grinding halt to say, oh gee, thanks, Jose Cuervo 527 for subscribing. By the way, if you're watching this on YouTube, you have no clue what the fuck I'm talking about, and you're probably incredibly interrupted by me mentioning it. It's preposterous. Again, think about the kind of person who would stop what they're doing completely and totally ruin their content of whatever they're doing in the moment to just call out to someone who sent them a buck. You know what I mean? Wow, thanks for $1. You know what? You know what those people should say instead of the stupid sound effects they play on their streams or stopping and saying a phrase? Here's what they should say. Gee, thanks for the money, dummy. Thanks for the money, dummy. That's what it should just play. Because that's basically what they're saying. Gee, thanks for getting your stupid name grab, you moron. Thanks for the dumb money. Instead of watching to play the game or for the content that I'm giving you, instead you're doing it to get a stupid shout out. So thanks for the money, dummies. I did nothing wrong. I did everything correct. That was my depression.
Alright. I seriously don't think that my entire gameplay is going to become 100% about advertisements. It's not going to be. First of all, I can't get any sponsors anyway. I never would be able to. It's just real talk. I would never get any sponsors because no one will sponsor me because there's so many jerks, you know, who follow me along on the internet and just troll the shit out of everything. So why would a company want to be associated with that? That's number one. Number two, yes, I do have things to advertise, like my Teespring or my Patreon. But as I said, I talk about those on the pre-stream. That's good enough. And that's it. That's where I leave it, you know? And the bottom line is, guys, I am missing out on a huge audience. If you guys aren't aware, if you just watch my videos on YouTube, you don't ever hear advertisement. If you don't watch the pre-stream videos, you never hear advertisement at all. Share with me what you think about the overlays. I'm not saying these overlays are here to stay. I'm just saying if, you know, people like them, it may be something that I can do, right?
Give me your money. That's all it's about.
And then on Friday, guys, it's the premiere, thanks to a fan who's donating the credits to buy the game, the premiere of Mario Tennis Aces. And depending on how that stream goes, I may or may not stream more of it. Keep in mind, guys, that when I play Nintendo games, first-party Nintendo games, I make no money on YouTube because Nintendo claims all the videos.
YouTube is saying we don't want people like Phil anymore.
So for me to do an ongoing playthrough of Mario Tennis would basically mean that, number one, it has to be, you know, entertaining enough to keep going, and number two, that people kind of are, you know, let's be honest.
Support if you're on the streams to constitute me playing more than just a session of it. All right. Double dip. It's greed. It's greed. Greed is massively strong. I have no fucking self-control. Fuck you, you fucking greedy piece of shit. Go fuck yourself.
It's kind of funny. I'm actually not specifically going to address any drama on this pre-stream, but it's funny to actually kind of go into it, and let me explain.
The Phil drama show every day. You got people who just cannot stay out of the drama, all right? And this is real talk. There's people who just can't stay out of the fucking drama. 36 years old now, guys. I don't care about this drama crap anymore, all right? Stop being a drama queen.
Over the weekend, people took something that happened on stream on Friday night completely out of context, on purpose, to make me look bad, all right? And if you actually look into the situation, meaning i.e. the chat logs of everything that happened, you can see that what I've done was 100% justified, and in fact, I was being kind of nice.
What? 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 What the fuck?
In this situation, because there was a person who had been banned from this chat, no lie, 4 times.
Okay, where's the evidence? Present evidence of what you're saying.
But always somehow found a way back, apologized, said they wouldn't do it again. They kept getting banned and kept coming back, okay? Finally, it was the straw that broke the camel's back on Friday night when they were spamming the stream chat constantly, saying all kinds of crap. No one's paying attention to me. I've got a virus. I'm depressed. Basically doing stuff to get attention and also making fun of me. All right?
And I moderated them appropriately. And first, I actually gave them a chance. I said, all right, since you're spamming the stream chat and you want attention because you're saying you're depressed, tell us what's going on.
And the person then said, oh, well, I'm not paying attention anymore. So I said, well, you derailed the stream chat. I'm timing you out, right? And I did. I timed him out. And then after he came back from his timeout, he basically insulted me and said, I don't believe that Phil's depressed, blah, blah, blah. So he got banned. And it wasn't even me that banned him. It was another moderator. Because basically all night, this guy was trolling and derailing the stream chat. And it's all there in black and white. If you actually look at the chat logs, it's all there. But what happened was, so, you know, these people who hate me, they take stuff out of context. They take just the moment where I'm like, okay, so you say you're depressed, let's hear it. And they basically cut out everything else to make it sound like I've personally isolated someone in the stream chat who said they're depressed and I'm trying to insult them. Which isn't what happened at all.
I'm good at lying.
If you were actually here and you saw what was going on, you knew exactly what was going on. And wow, that was totally warranted. This guy was being a jerk. In fact, earlier, I mean, this is not even an exaggeration. Earlier today, okay? Earlier in that day, so earlier on Friday, the guy had already been kicked from chat by the bot because he was using all caps and using homophobic slurs. So the bot, I mean, he already would have been permanently banned earlier in the day if a human had seen it, but he was using all caps and the bot caught it and timed him out anyway. So this was a guy who was a massive offender. He had constantly been trolling and using swear words and doing all kinds of stuff you're not supposed to do.
Okay, where's the evidence? Present evidence of what you're saying. There's no way you could just lie, and never have a fact behind it and expect this story to hold.
And it was just a chance that he was still in here on Friday night to begin with. He probably should have been permanently banned beforehand anyway. So that's the whole situation. But it's hilarious to see these little ninnies of the internet who love drama.
A NEET is someone who's like a no-life. Not in education, employment, or training is what NEET stands for. Okay? Whatever that is. Free! I'm only here for the drama. I love it. I love it.
So they'll look at something completely out of context with no frame of reference whatsoever of what's going on and say, this is what Phil did, when in reality that's not what happened at all.
I'm hypocritical.
But the reason I'm bringing this up is because what I think I found a strategy to kind of relieve my stress. Because here's the deal. If I had blown up and yelled and screamed and got all upset about the situation over the weekend, and if I had made a big video about it or whatever, right, it would have probably just made matters worse, and people would have just said, oh, well, all right, well, Phil's innocent on this one. What about these other 14 things from the past that Phil did? It just would have continued. So that's why I really didn't bring it up over the weekend or nothing. I just kind of ignored it. And I was like, whatever. Saturday was my day off. I paid no attention to it at all. Yesterday, I mentioned it briefly on the pre-stream. That was it. I'm not going to go crazy over this crap. I'm just not. It's just a waste of time. Anyone who looks at these situations in reference to what's going on, in context, knows the truth.
That was my depression. All right. Problem is, most people won't. They're lazy, and they just want to believe the drama.
But anyway, last night, I was kind of, pissed off at the whole situation. And I went into, because by the way, I logged the chat. Just so you guys know, this chat room is logged. So I was able last night to go back and just look at chat logs at this guy who I had, dealt with on Friday night. And I was like, my God, like, if people just saw the stuff this guy had said. Like I said, here's a guy using blatant homophobic slurs for no reason. No one even triggered it. He just did it for no reason. This guy was a blatant troll. And, to see stuff like that, I was like, it's ridiculous. But again, no one would do that, right? So anyway, what I did, I wanted to get it out of my system. So last night, I probably spent about 10 minutes, and I typed up the whole situation. What had happened on Friday, the history of this guy, including his offensive messages previously, the fact he had been banned 4 times in stream chat before this. I typed it all out, and by the time I was done, I felt better. Even though I didn't post it anywhere. I didn't post it to Twitter. I didn't, make a video about it. I didn't put it on the forums. I didn't go to the Reddit thread slandering me and post it up. Instead, I just typed it out, and I said, that's refreshing. I said, that's actually refreshing. And I was like, I didn't even need to. I didn't even need to say it publicly. Because the bottom line is, I knew it wouldn't have. I knew that if I had gone ahead and went on the internet and said, no, listen, here's the full situation, I'm defending myself, blah, 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 it wouldn't have helped anything. Because immediately people would have went back and said, yeah, well, what about this time, last year, this time, 2 years ago, this time, 4 years ago, this time, 8 years ago. That's what they do. Oh, okay, well, you're absolutely right. This time, it was us over-exaggerating, but here's another 8 times. Keep defending yourself. And that's what I found since ever since I've been an internet personality / someone who's on the internet constantly, needs a constant internet presence, right? This is what I found, is that people will do whatever to make you look bad no matter what. You know what I mean? So, it is what it is. Exactly. Master Saru said they moved the goalpost. Exactly. Is that they will never, if someone is so dumb that they would look at something that's completely out of context to make you look bad and believe it, they're going to go ahead and believe negative stuff no matter what anyway. So I could sit here for 8 hours today, and you could throw every possible negative thing at me, and I'm sure some things I would say, yes, I was in the wrong, and I'd apologize for, and other things, if I actually explained the whole and elaborated the whole situation, people would understand it better. It wouldn't matter. At the end of the 8 hours, they would still say, aha, and here's this next thing, So, there's no point. For me, it's just focusing on the positive, continuing on with fun stuff, fun streams, And I want to say thanks to those of you who don't get wrapped up in this kind of crap, because it's a waste of everyone's time, is the bottom line. Is it for us to sit here and hash out crap like this? There's really no point, right?
Actually, like, writing stuff out or saying stuff, just getting something out of your system. Me just actually typing out my defense, not even sharing it with anyone, made me feel better for some reason. It just did. So, that's interesting. That may be something that helps you guys too. Maybe sometimes in life it's not exactly the right thing to say something or do something, but instead just typing it out or writing it down in a journal or, a log somewhere may be a good way to help stuff, okay? Alright, guys. I think that's enough for me. You don't want to see me, crying like a fucking baby here. Oh.
I received an anonymous dollar tip, and it says, if you were donated an Xbox One X, would you play multi-platform games on it, since they would run better? Your Xbox One would not collect dust if you chose to play the multi-platform games on it. Well, let me put it this way.
I'm open to people sending me stuff. Gimme.
I don't want to sound ungrateful, but I'm going to be very honest and matter of fact with you guys, which I hope you respect. Right now, my problem is with my PS4. My PS4 seems to have constant issues with audio. Half the time when I try to play a game on my PS4, my audio doesn't work in my headphones. And I have to unplug and replug and unplug and replug and unplug and replug. And sometimes that doesn't work and I have to restart and reboot and replug. And it's a pain in the ass. Alright, in addition, my PS4 in the past has had issues with USB devices. Not so much recently. It seems like maybe it's been solved because they did do a system update a few weeks ago. And I think it might have solved my issue because I was having issues where it was telling me too many USB devices, even though all I had was the headphones plugged in. So I've been playing fighting games, Street Fighter on it with the joystick and never had a problem. So that's a good sign. So maybe that's been fixed. But the bottom line is my Xbox One already gets so little use. I don't have any problems with it. You know what I mean? Like my Xbox One, I haven't had a single real problem with it. Versus my PS4, because I've played the hell out of the console, seems to be the console I'm having issues with. So to give you some perspective, would I accept a donated Xbox One X? Absolutely.
It's disgusting, in my opinion. It's immoral.
Would I play cross-platform or multi-platform games on the Xbox One X if I received one? Yeah, there's actually probably a strong chance that if it is, if it's my newest console, right, and since I'm having problems with the PS4, maybe what I would do in that regard is I would save the PS4 more for PS4 exclusives, right, which of course there are many of, so that way, if I'm not using the PS4 as much, then hopefully the PS4 won't die, and I'll be able to still play it for the exclusives, and then I can play the multi-platform games on the Xbox One X. But even if all this happens, there's still a chance that this PS4 is going to die anyway. You know what I mean? Like, even though you could get me an Xbox One X, it could still die, and I'm now in dire straits again. So I would say that, yes, absolutely. If I were to be donated an Xbox One X, yeah, I would definitely play more games on the Xbox. I mean, just hands down, it's the newer console. I don't see why I wouldn't, especially because games would probably run as good, if not better, right, than regular PS4 on the Xbox One X. So I'd be okay with that. But at the same time, it's not going to necessarily solve the problem. The problem right now is a dying PS4, see? So
milk and honey, I like to say.
I wish that if you donated me an Xbox One X, it would solve all my problems. It won't. So, I don't want to sound ungrateful. It would be awesome. It would be absolutely awesome if you did, because basically that would allow me to have, a PlayStation situation where I'm not using it all the time. So if you're absolutely serious and you're interested, please contact me via email, darksidefil@hotmail.com, and we'll talk about the situation.
Disgusting beggar. I
don't want to give any promises or make you feel, like I'm committing to something until we have a discussion, alright? So, thank you for the dollar tip, okay? And, thank you for the offer, and let's chat about it. darksidefil@hotmail.com, and we'll chat it up and figure stuff out, okay? Shout out to Vagina Ice Cream. What on earth? Who tipped me $1 and said good luck on Half-Life 2. Well, thank you very much. What a name. It's all in the name, they say. Shout out to Yusuke14K. He says, sorry to cause this little drama, but I actually went to one of your troll streams who was playing the Street Fighter Anniversary Collection. He was raging at the game worse than you ever have when you were playing Ultra Street Fighter 2. Talk about hypocrisy. Well, that's the thing. The people who criticize, I say criticize, which is hilarious because it's not criticism what they do most of the time, but the people who talk about me the most typically don't want to have that kind of scrutiny that they apply to me applied to themselves. They just want to have me be the guy who has to be held up to the high standard and the high regard, but who cares? They can do whatever they want, right? It's like they say, may the person who's never sinned cast the first stone. And, of course, on the internet, it's like, well, just fucking slander everyone because we're all anonymous. And that's kind of how it works, so. Alright, shout out to FL Gibson 97, who cheered and said, have you ever thought about seeing a therapist for your depression? I have in the past. I mean, it was a while ago, but I have seen a therapist for depression. Twice, actually. Once when I was younger, a teenager.
Back in high school, I was on a cocktail of medications. I mean, real talk, when I was in high school at one point, I was to the point where, I was losing it. I wanted to either go do something drastic or, go nuts. There was a girl who I was, obsessed with for a while.
When it first started, and then later on in life, kind of had I say probably around the mid-2000s, when it, at one point when it was getting pretty bad, But you know what? Sometimes it helps and sometimes it doesn't. I personally don't want to talk about my experience because I don't want to turn people off from seeing a therapist because it can actually help a lot. For me, it didn't. Okay, but I don't want to say, oh, you shouldn't do that, because I've heard for a lot of people it actually helps a ton. Where I was at that time in my life, I don't think anything was really going to help me. That's how deep, kind of shitty, in its shitty position, deep down, crappy I was.
Help! Save the pig! What the heck? A pig with a party hat. Hello, Mr. Piggy. Ziggy Piggy. Save the pig, the game. The whole game you're trying to save the pig's life. Help! What pasta do you prefer? I prefer a penne. Oh! Easy to eat. Oh! Phil's a faggot. Phil's fat. Phil's a loser. Phil's a beggar. Phil's a racist. Phil's a scammer. DSP's a pedophile. DSP is a thief. DSP is a greedy fuck.
This guy's a bitch.
I have a micro penis. Alright, I'm not dead, but I swear to God I wish I fucking was.